So after coming off Keith Thurman's win against Brock Jarvis and Tim Tszyu's win against Joey Spencer, now is the time to make Keith Thurman versus Tim Tszyu happen. This was supposed to happen, then it fell through due to Keith Thurman getting injured, but now we are back. Keith Thurman's got a contract to fight in Australia, and Tim Tszyu obviously is from there, so this is going to happen in Australia this summer. I'm pretty sure of it. There's been many rumors that this is the fight that's being targeted, and it makes more sense than Tim Tszyu fighting Sebastian Fundora. It makes more sense than Tim Tszyu rematching Batran Murtazaliev. And overall, it's probably the fight that makes the most sense for Keith Thurman as of now fighting Tim Tszyu. So let's get this fight done. Let's get it over the line. Tim Tszyu has said that he wants this fight. Let's get it done. It's a big fight. It will be an entertaining build-up. It always is when Keith Thurman's involved. Obviously, history between the two as well, whether it's supposed to have happened last year. Anyway, this is what Keith Thurman had to say after Tim Tszyu's call out after his win against Joey Spencer. Keith Thurman really needs to get a better camera on that phone.
Congratulations, Tim Tszyu. I see you got through with that appetizer. I got through with mine. I got him out in 3. You got him out in 4. I don't know about you, boy, but I'm still hungry. Send the contract. I'll sign it by tonight. I promise you. I'll come to Australia and give you a good fight. Let's go.
So, yeah, Keith Thurman wants it in Australia as well. It's a big fight, in my opinion. It is a big fight for boxing. Australia will like it. America is big over there, of course. And Keith Thurman's, trying to build his name up more in Australia as well, especially after that win over Brock Jarvis. Let's make it happen. And, we know Keith Thurman knows how to hype up a fight. There's going to be attention around it. We know Keith Thurman's history in the sport. He's been in there with some of the best in the sport, Keith Thurman has, and he's got wins over a lot of them as well. And Tim Tszyu, he's looking good. He's been a former world champion, and obviously he's been on a bit of a rocky path recently. But that performance against Joey Spencer, he puts on a good performance and made a real statement, showing he's still here and he is still a top guy in the division. And whoever wants, this is a good title eliminator. Whoever really wants it, whoever really wants to get back into that title shot and, get a big title opportunity, it's the winner of this fight, in my opinion. Whoever wins has got to get a big fight next. And this is a big fight itself. But we know the build-up is good. The first fight was getting attention. And to be honest, I feel like right now is probably a better time of this fight happening than it was previously. Last time, quite a few people were complaining about Thurman getting an opportunity after being out for so long. But now Thurman's just came back. Tim Tszyu's coming off back-to-back losses, but he's now coming off a win. So whoever wins it can get themselves into a really good position. The first time, I did like the fight, but there were other things that could have gone on. There were other things that could have happened for both guys. But now I feel like it makes complete sense, and it's even bigger than it was meant to be the first time, even though Tim Tszyu has had losses. So I have no complaints about this fight at all. It's one that I really do want to see, and it's one that, attention will be around. And it's only going to get bigger and bigger for Australian boxing as well with this fight happening. And it's a fight, if Keith Thurman can win it really does put him back up there of, really challenging and still showing he is a top dog and showing who he really is. And in his performance against Brock Jarvis, he did exactly what he should have done. And that was dismantle him. That was get him out of there in 3 rounds. And Tim Tszyu did exactly what he should have done to Joey Spencer. Get him out of there, have a big comeback win, made a statement in that fight. So, both guys are coming off wins. That's an important thing, but they're both at different kind of stages of their careers now as well. So that is something which does make the fight very intriguing. Can Keith Thurman beat this version of Tim Tszyu? Because Tim Tszyu is no longer a world champion. Is Tim Tszyu as good as what people really thought that he was? Because most people, before going into the fight that they were originally meant to have, they were picking Tim Tszyu to win that fight. I was picking Tim Tszyu to win that fight. But now my head's kind of swayed on it. I'm thinking Keith Thurman has a very good chance of being able to do this. And I might even sway to the way of Keith Thurman of picking him to win. But I think overall, if this doesn't happen, I think it's going to. I don't know what way either of them actually does go. I think if Thurman loses to Tszyu, or if this fight doesn't happen, I don't even know what he does next. If this fight doesn't happen for Keith Thurman, he can't just be chucked right into a title shot. That's something that can't happen. But if Tszyu, if Tszyu does beat Keith Thurman, I don't think there's any point of Keith Thurman really even continuing to go on if he does lose. I feel like it's a really, last kind of chance for Keith Thurman. He needs to win this fight. And for Tszyu, it probably is a last chance for him as well. He can't afford another loss. A win over Keith Thurman gets him back into the title picture. But if Tszyu can't beat Keith Thurman, who, is like 36 years old now, I don't think that's a good look for Tszyu. So both guys have got a lot on the line here, and they've got a lot to lose, but a lot to gain with a win over one another, but a lot to lose over a loss over one another as well. So it is a big fight with a lot at stake, and I hope that this fight does get more attention and lots of viewers, to be honest with you, because I feel like it's a very underrated stylistic matchup where I feel like we're guaranteed a war here no matter what. Both guys are going to be looking for the knockout. Both guys have big power, and I don't see it being a chess match. I don't think there's any chance of that. So I feel like if it is, Keith Thurman will win. I think Keith Thurman's a smarter boxer than what Tszyu is. But, I mean, as of now, I don't know who I would pick to win, because what is Keith Thurman really like as of now? Because Brock Jarvis, he's not really amazing, is he? But Keith Thurman did what he had to do in that fight. And it was good for Keith Thurman to shrug off a few cobwebs. It wasn't his best performance in those first two rounds, but he eventually in round 3 shrugged off those cobwebs and was able to do what he had to do to Brock Jarvis. But yeah, it's an intriguing one. Let's wait and see what happens. But I don't really know who wins. I feel like it is more 50-50 than we once originally thought. And with those losses that Tszyu's had, he's got that in the back of his mind now as well. And Thurman overall, he's been seen as an elite fighter over the years. Let's wait and see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching.